Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Our top story, a huge honor for a Suncoast beach. For the second time, Siesta Beach is named the #1 beach in the country.
You're looking live right now at a sign of Siesta Beach with the top ranking destination. It's easy to see why Dr. Beach gave it the designation once again. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter shows us how a $2 million upgrade helped get Siesta back on top.
Sarasota's very own Siesta Beach being named the top beach in America for 2017, and it's just ahead of one of the busiest beach weekends of the year. For the second time in 7 years, Siesta Beach taking home the coveted title of #1 beach in America. Dr. Stephen Leatherman, better known as Dr. Beach, has been evaluating beaches for more than 25 years, and each year he releases a new top 10. But how does he decide when there's so many places all around the country?
There are 50 criteria, and I actually go through the ratings. I have a checklist, and I score them on every factor.
On that checklist,
You got to have clean water, clean sand. Everybody's got to have that. Then you have to have facilities well managed and available.
and Leatherman says you can't forget about environmental protection.
I look at beach erosion. I look at the width of the beach. I look at, do they have dunes? Do they have wildlife? But of course, I take off for mosquitoes, greenhead flies.
He also chooses the top beaches based on amenities, something Sarasota County recently spent more than $22 million on. Those upgrades include expanded parking, a playground, picnic areas, a free trolley, and concession stands. Among those upgrades, Dr. Beach says the one he enjoys the most.
Keeping the beach unspoiled. You didn't impact the beach. You kept the buffer. So to me, those are things I definitely look for. So this beach is going to be here in good shape for a long time.
Keeping the title of national winner isn't an easy job.
I'll come back and inspect it. So if things start slipping, if the beach slips away, starts eroding, then it'll have to fall off the list.
Dr. Beach says among the points given to Siesta Beach, there wasn't much he took off for.
Altogether, it came out in space, came out tops in a lot of categories.
Now, Siesta Beach also beat out Hawaii's best, Kapalua Bay on the island of Maui coming in at #2, and to round out the top 3, Ocracoke Island in North Carolina. At Siesta Beach, Jacqueline Matter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Tonight, an important health advisory for a popular beach on the Suncoast. As a precaution, Sarasota County health officials are issuing a no-swim advisory at Casperson Beach in Venice. They say recent water quality testing shows the amount of harmful bacteria was outside of acceptable limits. The beach is still open, but health officials do not recommend that you swim or wade in the water until the advisory is lifted.
And if you do plan to visit one of our beaches on the Suncoast, you may notice a lifeguard change. Starting this Saturday, lifeguards on Sarasota County public beaches will be, the hours that will be there will be extended from 10 a.m. until 6:45 p.m. The extended hours will run through Labor Day weekend at the end of the summer. Manatee County also plans to start its extended summer lifeguard hours on Saturday. They'll be on duty from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m.
That's helpful because as kids get out and the sun is out longer, more people at the beach longer hours.
Right.
So.
And as we always hear, swim near a lifeguard stand if at all possible.
Very important.
Let's get a check on our weather today with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Hi, Bob.
That's right, because there's so many advisories yesterday. Hi, guys. I tell you, we had a good deal of wind over the past 36 hours, but things are calming down now. And you saw those flags flying. When it's red, that means there's some dangers out there, and you want to check those out. But right now we have this northwest wind anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour, really, compared to yesterday, 20 to 25. So it has calmed down considerably. Although the wave action, the residual waves from the big storms out there yesterday and the strong winds are still slamming against the shore. So rip currents are still a possibility, but not nearly as bad as they were. Now there's a front. It's located down to our south. It's still progressing off down to the south right now, but we're looking at some cooler and drier air behind it. In fact, temperatures tonight will be down into the mid to upper 60s as a result of this high pressure ridge, which is over the southeast right now, and that is allowing us to see this northwesterly component, which is bringing us the cooler air, and we'll see that tonight and even tomorrow. Temperatures will be slightly below average. We'll have much more on our forecast as we head into the holiday weekend. Coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. It seems Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are making at least a small dent in the opioid epidemic plaguing the Suncoast. Over the past 4.5 months, detectives with the Special Investigations Division have conducted multiple undercover drug purchases. As a result, they have arrested 75 people on 200 charges. During these investigations, detectives have also seized thousands of grams of cocaine, along with heroin, meth, hydrocodone, marijuana, and other prescription pills.
One day after releasing traffic camera footage of a hit-and-run crash, Sarasota police find the vehicle involved, but the driver remains missing. Photos of the 2015 GMC Terrain show major damage to the passenger side. Someone saw the crash video on Facebook and called police. Detectives say the investigation remains active as they search for the SUV's driver. Now, this is the video of the crash at the intersection of US 41 and Bee Ridge Road earlier this month. The driver of the GMC turned left in front of oncoming vehicle, causing the crash. The driver then leaves the scene. If you have any information on the driver's whereabouts, call Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS.
A prop for a history class causing a major disturbance at both Braden River Elementary and middle schools. A history teacher at the Braden River Middle brought a Civil War era rifle replica to school today to show students. According to school district officials, the teacher had informed the school resource officer, but the officer did not know he was bringing it today. Someone saw the replica and informed officials, and both schools were put on lockdown. Parents were notified of the situation through a robocall, and the all clear was given just before 9 o'clock this morning, ahead of the first bell.
Manatee County commissioners and school board members are meeting today to discuss whether contaminants at Bayshore High School caused several alumni to develop cancer and other ailments. At the Bradenton Area Convention Center, county staff reviewed the historical documents at the site after underground storage tanks were removed and 2 wells on the campus were closed, saying neither showed a harmful amount of contaminants in the soil or the groundwater. But members of the Manatee County Health Department say this investigation is in reverse and that the county should instead compile and review the medical records of alumni to see if there's a link between some of the types of cancer.
First and foremost, the systematic manner to go about this is to identify a cancer cluster, and we haven't done that in 20-some years, and I think everyone has recognized that.
I just want to know what caused it. You know, is it was from the school or where? I just want to answer. That's all that's here.
School board asked if a third-party environmental firm could double-check the historical documents. The health department says it would be willing to conduct a study into the cancer cases, but it could be costly and require consent from all patients or their families.
A follow-up now on how the city of Venice plans to handle massive lime pits that are potentially harmful to the environment and the ecosystem. This week, the city awarded a $2.5 million contract to Pro Lime Corporation to remove the lime pits at Pine Brook Park. The lime has been there since the 1950s. It's waste from an old water treatment facility that used to sit on that site. The company plans to start work in 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the weather. City officials say Pro Lime Corporation was the lowest bidder.
And a follow-up now on a Sarasota City employee blamed for a $30 million accounting error. The city's pension plans administrator, Harry Rampfel, resigned late last month. He did not give a reason for why he was leaving the job. But Rampfel was placed on paid administrative leave after an audit discovered more than $30 million in accounting errors. Sarasota City commissioners learned about the errors when a local resident brought it to their attention. The city is now looking to fill the pension plans administrator job.
ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. And Richard, we want to know if Wall Street made it 6 up days in a row.
Aileen, the answer to that is absolutely yes. We started higher, we finished higher. It has been 6 up days in a row. If you recall, Wednesday of last week, the Dow was down by 372 points, and we've been up every day since. And have we been up? The S&P 500 index and the NASDAQ both finished the days at record highs. Let's take a look at the numbers, and indeed impressive they are. There you see the worst performance of the day, and that was the Dow up by 70 points, 1/3 of 1% at 21,082.95. That on volume of 744 million shares. The NASDAQ record, take a look, up 0.7 of 1%, more than 42 points at 6,205.26. That on volume of 1,699 million shares. And the S&P record, there you see up 10.5 points, more than 0.4 of 1% at 2,415.07. Well, I have some breaking news. Not all retailers are struggling. Best Buy today came out with earnings that absolutely stunned Wall Street, stunned to the point that the stock was up by more than 21% in one day. They said their total sales beat expectations. The bottom line earnings were ahead of expectations. The same-store sales were up by more than 1%. And listen to this, their online sales were up by 22%. Well, guess what? Online sales up 22% translated into the stock being up 21%. That math works. Nothing fuzzy about that math at all.
Not at all. Some good news, not surprisingly, for Amazon, too.
Yeah, everybody's waiting for it to get to $1,000 a share. It did get to $9.99 intraday today, closed at $993. And guess what? If you bought that on January the 1st, your stock is up by 34% year to date.
Healthy return.
Right, no kidding.
Yeah. Richard, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a health boost that's getting more and more popular. But how well do B12 shots work? The findings might surprise you.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast, plus a trip inside the world of Avatar, where floating cliffs and waterfalls are just the beginning. Stay with us.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Today, the air is perfect. Inside. Expect more from your cooling and heating. Daikin.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
A fantasy land with a bioluminescent rainforest is now just a short road trip away. Walt Disney World is unveiling its newest attraction, Pandora, the World of Avatar. ABC 7's Stephanie Roberts brings us a sneak peek before it opens to the public this Saturday.
Hello, you are getting a sneak peek inside the brand new Pandora World of Avatar. We are at the Walt Disney World Resort at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. and this is truly like no other place I've ever been. Ricardo Sanchez is with me. And Ricardo, we're standing here in gorgeous sunlight with a floating mountain and some extremely unusual plants behind us. But if we were to stand here 12 hours from now, it would be a completely different experience. Tell us about how everything changes now day to night all across the park.
Completely different. This is Pandora, the world of Avatar, and it's a world beyond belief. So yes, so there's a bunch of lights that come out at night, and it's actually thousands of light bulbs that come up and bring this place to life in a different way. We call it the bioluminescent forest, and it really brings all the animals and plants that you may not have noticed during the day. They come to life at night.
Well, and there's a lot going on, because when I walk by a bush, something like growls, and I stop to look, and then when I walk by the bush the next time, something else happens. So I like that this is so interactive. But the nighttime spectacular is not just inside Pandora. Tell us how now Animal Kingdom is becoming a nighttime destination.
Absolutely. So this park is alive with magic during the night as well. So we have our Rivers of Light. It's a new attraction that we have here, where we have in our central lake a light spectacular with projections over water streams, and we have footage from our Disney Nature movies, and it's exclusive footage that we're using exclusively for the parks, along with dances and an omen, I guess, for homage to the dances and nature combined into a very beautiful show.
Yeah, a very African tribal feel with many of the different things that are now part of Animal Kingdom. And I like the fact that now when we make the road trip to Walt Disney World, it's not just a day trip at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. You will want to stay, because lots of amazing things are happening here after dark. So come and see it. Pandora World of Avatar, brand new and right here at Walt Disney World. Back to you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
I'm anxious to see how, in the movie they have those floating mountains.
Right.
That sort of look like they're just floating in the air. So how are they going to recreate that? That's what I want to see.
Someone will figure out, like very creative there.
I admittedly have not seen the movie, but I know just from the trailers. That's
you can see the trailers, right?
Sad, but yeah, but I get the idea. I get the idea. I think if anyone can do it, Disney can do it, right?
Yeah. The weather looked good there. Lots of
nice
sunshine
and sunny.
and we had some cooler temperatures too, and some lower humidity around. And another forecast has come out for the 2017 hurricane season. This one from NOAA. They got in the game a little later than Colorado State University. Philip Klotzblau, who is a PhD at this. So they're projecting near normal or slightly above average seasons. That's a little contradictory to what Philip is saying. Dr. Philip is saying that it's going to be near normal or slightly below average. So there you go. We got a little controversy brewing there. It's all dependent upon El Nino. And if an El Nino forms, then we'll see fewer storms. They're wide-ranging, too, on the NOAA's forecast. You see 11 to 17 named storms. Of those, 5 to 9 becoming hurricanes, and of those, 2 to 4 becoming major hurricanes. The average on the right there, you see 12, 7, and 2. And the reason why they're expected to be more storms than average is maybe that El Nino isn't going to form. At least that's what they're thinking. El Nino, typically what it does when it's around, it can actually rip the tops off these storms, cause a lot of shear in the atmosphere, and cause the storms to be weaker for one, and sometimes just not allow them to develop at all. So we'll see how that plays out. Right now, all it takes is one storm to make it an active season, so be prepared. And be sure to watch our program coming up June 1st, live presentation of Surviving a Hurricane. Casey Key webcam. We've survived the big high surf as of late, and lots of dangerous rip currents out there. You can still see throughout the day today quite a bit of heavy waves and surf running on shore here. And the clouds starting to clear off in the distance, although still kind of hanging on with a few of the clouds down to the southwest of us as well. With that frontal boundary from the Bahamas all the way down through the Keys right now. The Keys getting some rainfall. But no rain for us as that high pressure ridge builds in. We're going to continue to see that northwesterly wind, and that northwesterly wind brings in some cooler and drier air our way. And look for cooler temperatures. I mean, you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and go, this is not late May, and it will feel into the mid-60s in places here along the Sun Coast, near the beaches, even some upper 60s there. Sarasota right now, it's 82 degrees. Braden, it's 82, 79 now in Venice. A few more clouds down south, and it looks as though we will see generally fair skies overnight, which will allow that temperature to drop with light winds out of the north and northeast. And when those winds switch around to the northeast, that's when we'll get a little bit cooler for our overnight readings. Tomorrow's highs will still be slightly below average. We'll have highs into the mid-80s, typical high for this time of year, right around 87, 88 degrees. We'll be close to it, but it'll feel much nicer out there as a result of that wind coming out of the northwest. Now, the satellite and radar imagery showing a large low-pressure area. This is an upper-level feature that is slowly moving through the northeast, causing all sorts of clouds and showers from Maine all the way through West Virginia and Kentucky tonight. That wraparound northwesterly flow is cooling things down. Another one up in northern sections of Montana, and that is also pushing off to the east. Severe weather is only one place. Severe weather watch out right now, and that's in the western portion of Kansas and east Colorado at this point. So things have calmed down in the severe weather front temporarily. Winds out of the northwest tomorrow, turning to the west at 5 knots only, although seas will still be at 2 to 3 feet and a light chop. And we're looking for water temperature now at 82 degrees. UV index will be a high 10, and the low tide upcoming 8:22, sunset at 8:17 tonight. Mostly clear, cooler, 68 for your low, and then for tomorrow, a comfortable day, mostly sunny and mild. Winds out of the west in the afternoon at 5 miles an hour. The extended forecast is calling for, again, beautiful weather as we met into Memorial Day. Actually, Memorial Day on Tuesday. Again, beautiful weather for that. Scott?
All right, thank you about that. A Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes in the area, but we're seeing traffic backed up on certain areas of Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota, which is still under construction. And when there is a bad crash or traffic issue on the Suncoast, you can find out about it instantly. All you have to do is download our My Suncoast app. You'll get traffic alerts, important news updates, and weather forecasts delivered directly to your phone. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, you may have heard of getting vitamin B12 shots to increase your energy, maybe improve your health, or even lose weight. Unfortunately, though, if your B12 level is normal, there's very little evidence that they work. But if your level is low, replacing vitamin B12 is very important. Low levels are more common among those who are over 65, have gastrointestinal problems, and keep a strict vegetarian diet. Symptoms include weakness, numbness and tingling, and memory trouble. Your levels can be measured with a simple blood test, and if they are found to be low, B12 shots or pills can bring them up. Eating a small amount of chocolate every week or so may decrease your risk of developing a serious type of irregular heart rhythm called atrial fibrillation. A study in the journal Heart looked at data collected for a long-term study of about 55,000 people in Denmark. Those who ate 1 serving of chocolate a week, hard to stick to just that, right? They were 17% less likely to be diagnosed with AFib by the end of the study than those who ate chocolate less than once a month. Eating cocoa or foods that contain it may help heart health because they contain a high volume of flavonols, which have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Wanting to make the grade has a UCF student facing a felony charge. And an ordinary trip to the gas station turns into a nightmare for a Wisconsin woman. You won't believe what she did to stop her car from being stolen.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m., a big ridge of high pressure brings fair weather skies today. But what about the weekend? We'll talk about that bright and early.
Plus, here is your chance to get some good deals at Sarasota restaurants. We'll have a guest in our studio discussing Savor Sarasota Restaurant Week.
And the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is inviting you to take part in a virtual ride-along tomorrow starting at 5 a.m. on Good Morning Suncoast. ABC 7, we're here for you. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No smile.
I mean, really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Come on in, welcome to our pad. Trust me, folks, you're in for a ride. I'm driving, so relax. Unwind, leave your buckets all behind. Get ready to blow your mind. In Beatsville, don't be shy. Come and make the scene. Catch the crazy party inside. The hipsters here are gone and dig, man, they're on to something big. Yeah, they're gonna flip your wig in Beatsville. Catch the gig in Beatsville.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
It does things that seem impossible, feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
A student at the University of Central Florida is in major trouble with the law.
Authorities say he hacked into his professor's computer to change a failing grade into a passing one. Eric Sandoval shows us how he did it.
Take a look at this surveillance photo. UCF police says it shows two students just after midnight on May 5th walking this hallway in the Math and Science building on campus. That's right around the same time an engineering professor says he got an email alert that a grade had been changed in a program just like this, except he didn't change it. The grade was for engineering student Sammy Amar, who the professor says was getting an F in his class. He says he only completed one assignment all semester. He says the grade was changed to a B. UCF police tell News 6 they got a hold of the IP address that was used to make the change, and they tracked it down to this classroom in the Math and Science building, room 306. Investigators say they looked at the surveillance video from that time in the building and made a connection. They say Sammy Amar is the student in the T-shirt in this shot, and they say they saw him and his friend Samuel Williams walking out of room 306. Last week, UCF police questioned Amar, and this afternoon they say he turned himself into the Orange County Jail and posted his $1,000 bond almost immediately.
Amar is charged with accessing a computer without authority. Authorities have identified the second man in that video, but have not been able to speak to him yet.
A woman in Milwaukee, Wisconsin refuses to be a victim. Melissa Smith was pumping gas at a BP station when a Cadillac pulled up beside her and a man got into her SUV. Well, when she realized what was happening, she jumped on the hood of the car to keep him from stealing it. Well, the thief eventually gave up, jumped out of her car and took off, but not before all of this happened. I mean, she nearly fell off of the hood, and then it started to roll away while he got into the car to get away. She did not think of the danger about jumping on the hood until afterwards. Police chase in Texas got pretty hot overnight after an RV catches fire with children inside. Police were chasing the driver, who was accused of shooting his wife. They used spike strips to flatten the RV's tires before the vehicle burst into flames. The children were rescued and are okay, but the driver was killed in that fire.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, forget getting a doggy bag. Go ahead and bring your dog with you to the restaurant.
But there are rules to doggy dining in Venice. We'll have details coming up.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with EyeSight are a 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope.
and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Today, the air is perfect. Inside. Expect more from your cooling and heating. Daikin.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota Bradenton Airport on US 41.